I made a lot of videos about Zaun in set 9 because this trade simply had so much to offer at the start, but I already covered the interactions we've lost, so instead let us focus on what is new. In set 9.5, the Chemod Hextech Exoskeleton is getting a rework. Instead of cleansing negative effects and dealing damage based on healing, the holder of this mod will deal more damage, take less damage, and heal every 5 seconds for max HP. The overcharge makes the holder CC immune and increases the amount of healing. When I first saw this Chemod, I initially was a bit disappointed. Targon Zaun was one of the last remaining Zaun tags that I had, and it was replaced for yet another stat stick. However, this mod ended up growing on me because it does allow for a new tag that is incredibly powerful, the Infinite Swain. The core concept goes like this. You open with Urf as your legend, so you can get a Tome of Traits in stage 2. You put 2 Zaun units on your board, usually Jinx and Warwick, and check out the first Chemod. If you have a hybrid Chemod like Shimmer Injector or Adaptive Implants, then you can go for this strategy. Manipulate the Tome of Traits to maximize the chances for a Zaun emblem. If you manage to get one, then the conditions for this comp are met. The reason why it's important that you open with a hybrid Chemod is because it guarantees that your second Chemod is either Unstable Chem Tank or the Hextech Exoskeleton. You mainly want the Exoskeleton, but this comp is playable with the Chem Tank as well. The idea is that you want to roll for Swain's 3-star and give him the Zaun emblem and the defensive Chemod. Swain was changed in set 9.5 and doesn't have a mana lock anymore and can also gain an infinite amount of HP. You can reach a point where he heals for thousands of HP every 5 seconds, making him close to unkillable. Thanks to the overcharge, he is also CC immune, which means units like Cassandra can't take care of him either. If you end up with the Chem Tank, then the Swain makes good use of the bonus HP to create a stronger explosion that gets rid of the enemy frontline. If you're not a fan of that, then there's always the option of giving the emblem to Jarvan, since he remains the best holder for the Chem Tank. The overall game plan is to push for level 6 in stage 3-2 and slow roll for Swain 3-star and Jinx 3-star. You also want to add Echo and Warwick to reach for Zaun and overcharge your Chemods. Outside of those 4 units, you are a bit more flexible. It's usually a good idea to run a gunner like Graves or Jace to help out your Jinx, and Misfortune works well as a filler unit to add Strategist. Later, you can replace Warwick for Silco and add 4 gunners or CC units like Jarvan. While Swain is a force to be reckoned with, you shouldn't sleep on Jinx as a carry either. As 3-star and with good AD items, she is more than capable of winning you the fights as long as Swain is able to keep the enemy team occupied. The only downside is that if you're unable to find Swain or Jinx 3-star in time, then you're in big trouble. But to be fair, this is a problem you face in all of the reroll comps. As for items, I like running Stoneplate and Archangel on Swain in addition to the Zaun emblem, but I wouldn't say these items are required. You can also experiment with other tank items. I think he does have a lot of viable item choices. Once you've finished itemizing your Swain, you should make sure that Jinx has some good carry items as well, since she will often have to clean up the enemy board. The strength of this comp, when everything comes together, is quite impressive, but it is also somewhat annoying how many RNG elements you need to conquer to get there. From getting the correct augment, to finding the Zaun emblem, the correct Chemod, and hitting your 3-stars, there are a lot of hurdles to overcome. Nevertheless, it is a satisfying comp to play, because in some fights, Swain looks straight up unbeatable, and your opponents will heavily regret skipping their anti-heal. Let me know in the comments how it went for you. I hope you learned something, and see you next time.